Hello and welcome to the Northern California Living YouTube channel, or at NorCal Living. Welcome. Anyway, so if you are on any other of my social media sites, you see I've been just talking about this affordable living just a little bit. Really, it's a conversation that I really want to go in depth on. And that's why I brought it here to the channel, to you guys, to YouTube, because I really respect YouTube viewers. And not to say I don't, I respect people, period. Let's just start there. And I respect everybody. So let's just start there. But anyway, I got a new level of respect for you because the attention span, it separates you. If you're on YouTube and you watch a whole YouTube video for 20 or 30 minutes and you make it to the end, you should consider yourself very special and very smart and very different, because our attention spans as humans are getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, and they know it. That's why they do the reels and the shorts and the or whatever, but you can't really get into depth on this stuff. So anyway, affordable housing, right? And I'm in California. So that let's start there. For people that are in California, Miami, New York, right? Let's just start there. It's gonna be different for sure. But at the same time, like I always tell people, is it just me, or is it a coincidence that the places that are a little more beautiful, I don't want to speak that. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I get it. But maybe the coastal, or where the weather, let's just say that's something we all can agree on. Say California, right? I'm from the Bay Area in California. Do you know I'm 39 years old currently. I've never seen snow. Not in California. I've seen snow. And I've been to Tahoe and Reno and New York, the East Coast, but I'm saying in California, 40 years never snowed, not once. So you know what that means? You're gonna pay for that. You're gonna pay for it to be 70, 80 degrees in November, and in January it's 60, still rainy, still a little cold, 65, 55. We get 50, you go under 50 in Cali, and it's like, what? Emergency, it's under 50. What is this? When it start raining, people, we start sliding all into each other. It's ridiculous. You just see how many accidents out here as soon as it gets, man, California, we hate bad weather. So when you start thinking about, well, why is the apartment 3,000 instead of 1,500 or 1,700? Think of anywhere where you think you can move to Miami, South Beach, or Fort Lauderdale on the beach in a nice condo and overlooking for 1,400. I mean, it don't work like that no more. The money isn't even the same no more. So when it comes to where you live at, affordability and they go hand in hand, right? And sometimes, you win some, you lose some, right? Like in San Francisco, it costs so much to live there. It just does. It is what it is. So, and I just moved from there. I mean, downtown, literally by City Hall. So let me give you an example. Quick, I said this before on my page. You go on one of my other sites, not on YouTube. But anyway, I was living in a 450 square foot apartment with 3 people for $2,300 a month. And that's without the parking. The parking was $300 a piece for each car. So that's $600. So do the total. If you want the 2 parking stalls, your apartment, $2,900 for 400 square feet. And that was I don't want to say the cheap, well, let's just use the word cheapest, right? The most inexpensive, there we go. That was the most inexpensive one in the city. Like I got a deal on the parking and the apartment. So I moved out now to Folsom on the suburbs of Sacramento. Why? Do I still go to the Bay Area? Yeah, all the time. I go there. I'm going to go there today. I'm an hour and a half away from the Bay Area. The beginning of it, the Bay Area is very big. If you're going all the way to San Jose or deep into Oakland, or it might take you 2.5, depending on traffic. It's always traffic out here though. So, but depending on traffic. But to get into Vallejo, Fairfield, just the beginning of the Bay Area, an hour and a half from Sac, an hour from Sac, an hour from, I don't want to say Sac, like y'all from everybody listening from Cali. That's what we call Sacramento, Sac. But anyway, an hour from there. So if you're thinking about moving to California, affordability is a big issue. That's why I want to talk about it. Because you might think, and I heard this, in other states, sometimes their biggest dreams and goals are to move to California. You know what I mean? Like, they think if one day they want to get money and they want to move to California, they want to get a tech job in San Francisco Bay Area, or they want to be famous and they want to be in LA, or they want to, do content creation and be in California or whatever. So around all the tech stuff and the billion, like San Francisco is literally like billionaires island. They're really turning that into like, and I love it. I respect it. I hater, hater. Don't be oh yeah, let's take a small moment of silence to appreciate all our haters. Thank you. We want to say thank you for all you guys, because, that brings me to my tea that I've been sipping today. I like sipping tea. I drink the same tea, the same brand and flavor every day almost. But anyway, one of the reasons why I like it is because it comes with these the yogis. They come with the little quote on it, right? And it says, this one today says, without the darkness, you would never know the light. So I said, let me make sure that I shot all the haters out, all the people that tell you you can't do it, you're not worth it, you can't make it, you're not smart enough, you dumb, you're ugly, you're black, you're Asian, you're Indian, you're white, you're too white and poor, you're too liberal, you're too Democrat, you're too Republican, you're too tall, you're too fat, you're too slim, you're too whatever. Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate, and that hater that's in you. And I'm pointing at the camera because I'm talking to me too. And whoever that's listening, that hater that's in you, get him out of there. All right, we just did a moment of silence for him. We shot him out, but get him out of there, because that's the number one guy, the self-hater. So, without them, we wouldn't know how good it feels to love, how good it feels to be successful, how good it feels to be healthy, how good it feels to help others, how good it feels to congratulate somebody, how good it feels, to just love. So at the end of the day, shout them out. But anyway, back to the affordable living. And this is how I truly feel about it. My opinion is this. And I was just talking to somebody about this, and it made a lot of sense. When you see traffic on the freeway, most of those people are there because they sacrificed for their family. They had to move somewhere where they can afford and work somewhere different. So this is what makes traffic, right? Because all those people are saying, you know what? I gotta buy a house out here. And then I'll just get up an hour or two early or whatever to enjoy this with my family, to enjoy this with my wife, with my kids, with my girlfriend, with my boyfriend, with my whoever, with myself. Number one person. To just come home to this oasis, or even if it's not an oasis, something that I own. I don't care if it's a box. I don't really like to include too many of my personal stories in there, but I will. I was doing let's just say a roommate situation, right? And a person was treating me unfairly. And I thought to myself, I'd rather be the king of a box on the street than treated like a peasant in a castle. I'm out of here. And it is what it is. That's why owning something in my mind is the best thing to do. And affordability is right. You should pay attention to what you can really afford. That's the truth. It's not affordable. The truth is, it's really not affordable out here. It's not. Not what we want right now. You know what I'm saying? Can you feel what I'm really saying? Like, you have to sacrifice. I'm so sorry that you have to do it. And I know we look at the big houses and we looking at the cars and we looking at, but how do we get there? How do you go from being a dreamer, just looking at this stuff every day, talking to it about your friends and family, and then like implementing it, like making it come true in your life? You know, how do you get a clear path to your dreams if that's a bigger house, bigger car? Everybody has different dreams, aspirations, and goals. Some people never even want to own a home, ain't even thinking about it, don't even care, can care less. But since I'm a realtor and this is a real estate channel, but anyway, and even before I was a realtor, I always had big dreams. Like, you know, and I still do. Not only want to say I have big dreams. So what I have came up with for myself is I know I'm gonna have to sacrifice. Right? The thing we hate to do. Live a little under my means for a little while. Budget. Pay attention to where every single one of my dollars is going. And I know it sounds so crazy. They always say that little cup of coffee or that little, yeah, right. And if you indulge in, you know, whatever, you got to think. If you smoke cigarettes, that's a habit. If you smoke marijuana, you roll that up and stuff, you buy that, that's a habit. If you drink alcohol, that's a habit. You got to think of how many things maybe that we can maybe cut back on just a little bit to maybe put it towards a better life in the future. And for now, we might got to go get that condo, that townhome, that smaller house farther out, drive in. You know, it's a reason why people buy houses in Antioch and work in San Francisco. And I'm sorry if you're not from the Bay Area or California. 40 miles? Good 30 to 40, some 40 miles out, I would say, from the place I'm saying, called Antioch and Pittsburgh, or even Vallejo, and work in San Francisco. Just like any other big cities, right? Maybe Chicago or New York. People got to live in Jersey across and come under the tunnel every day, even though that car is crazy. They gonna charge you going in and out the city regardless. The Bay Area is just like New York. You go under there, you go over, and they charge you $10, $15 going in and out the city, whatever it is. But what I'm saying is, before you say, I just ain't about to buy nothing because I can't afford it, I would say, let me maybe consider moving to a place that I never thought about moving to before. Maybe it might be a place that's far away from my family and friends. I may have to be a ways out for a second. And the good thing about it is I can always rent it out. I can always move back. But if you're in California, if you're in Florida, if you're in New York, Chicago, even Denver, Seattle, all around, you know, the world, you may have to live to enjoy the good weather, to enjoy all the shopping, to enjoy, you know, all the mixture, melting pot of people, the freedom. The police in California are super cool. I know y'all don't really, that's coming from a black guy, I guess, whatever you want to call it. It's always the light skins talking about the black. I know I'm mixed with something. Gotta be. Even though my daddy was dark. He was the color of his hair on my face almost. And my mother was light skinned. But anyway, you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. And I believe that is the answer to it for me anyway. You know, sometimes you might gotta say, I really love Oakland. I really love San Francisco. I really love New York, Midtown, Harlem. I really love South Beach. I really love, but you know, a downtown city or whatever. But I might have to move out to I don't know those places in these other cities, so I can only use, you know, the Bay Area. but any outskirt city where it's still commutable, right? You can still get there within maybe an hour or so. An hour isn't bad, y'all. Think about how fast an hour, you will get used to it. You trust me, you will get used to it. It's nothing. And you would say, you know what, it's so worth it when you make it home or you get to where you're going, you know, it'd be so worth it. So, and if you do want to still stay in your city, or you like, you know what, I gotta stay here. I can't leave San Francisco. I can't leave Oakland. I can't leave Richmond, blah, whatever. Then maybe be willing to live on the lower end and don't be so worried about maybe communities that have a little more activity, I want to say, in them. You know, sometimes there's nothing to be afraid of. It's more made up in our mind. That's why I had to stop watching the news, because I lived in the probably one of the most viral places right now in the country, the Tenderloin. Basically, I wasn't in the middle. I was, City Hall, all downtown San Francisco is like, you see it floating around the internet. I live there, stepping over people laid out on the street, people, dealers, users. But to be honest, and I know this might sound a little whatever, I did not feel afraid. I always felt safe. Let me tell you why. Because there's so many people around that you really feel like, I'm going to the ATM 3, 4 in the morning, pulling out money. I live here. I live here. I come home, park my car, go upstairs, people visiting and coming in. This is my house. This is my front yard out here. I come out here, jog, walk my dog. Everything I do is here. But I never felt in danger. And to be honest, that's only one little small part of San Francisco. San Francisco, they show y'all that, I think, to keep y'all away. Because San Francisco is beautiful. It's so safe. It's so many places. It's unaffordable, really. So look it up on Zillow. Try to go rent a house or just look it up if you think you know what it is, if you're from out here. Or even if you ain't. San Francisco prices through the roof. But so you may have to live a little below your means or something like that. But anyway, I felt safe in San Francisco. Now, this might mess you up a little bit. Now that I'm in suburbia a little more, man, I go out 3, 4 in the morning. It's so dark, nobody around, and I'm just like, like, what? Somebody, Michael, I don't know. Somebody just kidnapped me out here. Ain't nobody even gonna hear me scream. Like, I feel I gotta have some protection. I didn't even feel like I needed protection in San Francisco. I feel like I need it in the suburbs. So it just depends on who you are as a person, But when it comes to affordability, don't be scared to sacrifice. Don't be scared to live somewhere temporarily until you can make it to your dream. You might have to say, okay, look, I might got to get this little $300,000 condo over here. It might don't be in the best neighborhoods. That's okay. I'm not a gang member. I'm not a drug dealer. I just tell everybody king, queen, hey, how you doing? And even the people that was on drugs and the people that was selling drugs, they were always nice to me. I don't know. And it's like, we're getting robbed. Why would you? I guess if you just don't got no common sense, why would you go outside? Nobody is outside with chains and jewelry and standing around. Nobody, we're all dressed normal. If you rob one of us, you just practice. I only keep plastic on me anyway. I got it. I call it, I do a card trick if I get robbed. I say, pick a card. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing to take. Like, so if you keep that mindset, you don't really have to think, oh, I don't want to move over there. I don't want to. Why not? Don't have the stuff that's going on, and that's why people that immigrate into this country, the immigrants are able to come, get established, get on their feet, and move on. while we still sitting here from here, I don't want to live over there. I don't want to, ooh, no, over there. Ooh, we get all bougie, don't we? Ooh, over there. Ooh, don't own nothing but the clothes on our back and the shoes in our closet. Ooh, over there? Huh? Hey, you own it though. You can rent that out to a family in need. Do you know how many people need housing? Do you know the supply and demand? That there is not enough houses for people that need them. People will rent anything out just so they can have a roof over their head. Do you understand that? So think about that next time you see that little, I don't want it. You own it. You don't have to live there forever. So and to my homeowners, y'all know what I'm talking about. To my condo owners and my people that's dealing with tenants and renting stuff out or bought and sold already or already doing y'all thing, more power to you guys. Yeah, and thank you guys for, tuning into my opinion on affordability. That's how I feel about it. I really truly feel that get what you can afford. Stop crying about life and how much this costs and how much that costs, and get a better job, make more money. Study, learn something that makes more money. Think about, Google it, use ChatGPT. Hey, what kind of job makes $250,000 a year? And I hope I didn't hit the mic right there. But what type of job gives me really? See what it takes to be one. You wonder why they living in these houses because they went to school and all of that. This is another thing. All of that, you shouldn't go to college. You don't need school. You know why they don't want you to go to school? Because they want you to buy their course. They tell you, don't go to school, buy my course. I teach you everything. But guess what? No hate on them. Buy the course because they can teach you something that you may not learn in school. But let me tell you this. If you had a job, if you was the owner of a company, right? And it was a tech company, right? And you were hiring some people. And there were two people. One person had some certificates from Google, certificates, 6 hours and 3 hours in this, and those are good. I got some of those. Those are really great. They teach you a lot, the certificate route. Or you got somebody in front of you saying they went to MIT for 8 years or for 4 years, got a master's degree in computer science and did it. Who are you about to trust with your company? With your money? With the company, the money that feeds your children? So yeah, can you get started with the little certificates? Yeah, but if you're really serious about something, you may have to spend some real money, go to real school, or if you're gonna do the certificate route, don't, be mad when it takes longer. You got to start at a low paying job. Just do what you got to do and go through the ranks. And if you got to, marry your girl and y'all strategically come together and put 60 with 60 and that's 120, and then y'all go get a small 1-bedroom condo that costs 150 or 180 or 200,000 and y'all piece up on that because, and if y'all made it this long, y'all some soldiers, and I'm gonna keep going because this one thing I might save this for it's a whole other vlog, okay? Is when you decide to put sex over money, that's when you mess up. It is what it is. Now, if you can decide to put money over sex, then you can see clearly. Okay? Does that make sense? You maybe have somebody in your life that's a partner, a good partner financially, a good partner emotionally, a good partner spiritually or something or whatever. But, me as a man, I gotta do something with somebody else at least once, twice a year, or I gotta, that's just me, man. I'm a man. I can't have the same thing. Or I gotta go to the strip club, or I gotta get out, dog. I gotta party, man. I gotta, I gotta get something, man. You know what I mean? I gotta get it. A female, same way. Girl, he just ain't. I I don't know, he just ain't doing it, I mean, no more, right? Or it just ain't the same no more. Or we just ain't, you know, it been a minute for a week since we did this and did that. Hey, guess what? That's gonna happen with anybody that you get with after a long time. But guess what? If you guys can try to come up with a plan, a financial plan, goals on why y'all together, you guys can fix the romantic part. Okay, that takes some alcohol, depending on who you are, a little alcohol, a lot of alcohol. Some time away together, maybe, some alcohol and together, or something. Or y'all can talk about that. But please don't let sex be the reason why you and a person that's in your life can't get together and do something. And even if y'all do it just to buy the house, people do it. People do it. I know it's disrespectful under God. I wouldn't do it. I ain't saying, you know, I would do it. I wouldn't just marry somebody just to buy. But if, you know, if you guys, and then say, hey, if we divorce after 5 years, all right, write it out. Whatever we had before we met, that's ours if we divorce. Whatever we gain while we together, we sell that and we split it if we divorce. So if we buy a house and we hold on, we live in that house for 10 years, and now that house done went from 500,000 to 800,000, we're selling for the 800,000. You take 150, I take 150 profit. Peace and love, queen. I'm out. Hope the new nude you get bring you blessings. Hope the new girl I get bring me blessings. Nothing but love. Okay? It is what it is. It's a contract. It's the only way that the government is going to recognize both incomes. Okay? And I ain't going to just go. We pushing 26 minutes here. I love you guys. This is not your typical affordability conversation. Like no, I'm not talking about that. What I mean is, when I say affordability, I mean being honest with yourself about what you can afford. That's what I mean by affordability. Okay? If you work at Walmart, you need a girl that work at Home Depot, y'all put y'all money together and get the smallest thing that y'all can get, and then work up from there. So have you can math in, pencil in, appreciation and all of that. You can say, if we get this, and it'll be, then we can sell it for this, we can take that, we can 1031 exchange it and move up higher, or we can, borrow, refi against it and buy another, but you gotta start, okay? You gotta start somewhere. So affordability, what you may want may not be affordable for you right now. Be honest with yourself about what you can truly afford. Do not be embarrassed about owning a box. Be embarrassed about renting a mansion. And don't be embarrassed about it. I take that back. I'm trying to be slick, but because I'm a renter and nothing against renting. All right, it's all good. But what I mean is, when we're renting, we're paying somebody else's bills. We're paying somebody else's mortgage. So I'd rather pay my own mortgage in something that's not as nice than be paying somebody else's mortgage and they can kick me out anytime they want. Okay, so when it comes to affordability, make sure that you are willing to sacrifice to live where you can afford, and understand that it's temporary, okay? It's a stepping stone. It's not an island. Keep telling yourself that. We're only here for a year or two, 5 years, 3 years, 8 years, 6 years, whatever. We're not here forever. This is a stepping stone. I'm willing to buy what I can afford. I'm willing to commute an hour and a half. I'm willing to commute 45 minutes after work, whatever, from wherever to wherever, if I can live nice in this area for cheaper. Okay? That's my in-depth thing on affordability, right? Get what you can afford, okay? I love you guys. Till next time, thank y'all for coming to the Northern California Living YouTube channel. Yeah, thank y'all for staying with me. It's on, man. We're going to get what we can afford. We doing what we do. I love you guys. Till next time. Peace.